I heard about it afterwards. That you didn't even have a video because he was bar mitzvah time with the show. Really? Yeah. So what? On a Friday? Yeah. Yeah, no, they showed, no, they were there Saturday.
They were there Saturday, but they weren't.
I think you're right, I remember that.
Yes,
They
it
played that on
was on.
for 3 weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought there was sort of a manual example.
Yeah, I know.
Things you had to do.
Right.
Crystal clear. Like Sinatra. He was just learning a word and he didn't understand the accent. That's why.
We had to go to Dominion one morning, and during the week, and we did Kabbalat. We did the whole service. And we did the whole service.
Yeah, all that stuff you did too, so yeah.
Yeah, once you spoke to everything.
He's a great voice. He does a great voice. And he did most of the song. He really did most of the song. Think of that. David Jones did a couple. Almost most. He's still singing.
His pronunciation was pretty good.
It was. Yeah.
I'm such a creature of habit, Joey. How are you?
Late, long way dear.
How are you? I was at the game.
You were? Oh, God.
Oh,
Did you set your
that
first
was like, that was not fun.
picking these?
But why did you think anything was going to be different?
You
The playoff game that was the entire season.
I won't resist the other team.
Great singer. Doris Day, a great voice. Doris is a great singer.
Is it true?
I think so, yeah. 76.
That's what we couldn't, like, without Kittle, without all those people who were like,
What?
was it back in?
Get out of the park. She's a great voice.
It's the old one because it's an old one. No, I think I'm good. It's 76 or something.
COVID about singing and performing.
It doesn't sit right.
Start song.
Well, I can do it in the top, but I think it's fine though. You know?
Don't drift into it.
It was pretty bad.
Really project.
It plays the same way it does in years ago.
It was no different than it's been.
Yeah.
Great target too.
Because I believe
Shelley has a voice.
Wait on those.
Don't think he has it.
Well, there was one play for first that got called out.
Great.
Hello. 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 Okay, yeah.
You know, you get fun things like degenerate. Yeah, I know it felt different. That I know. So we'll see.
No, they were using that. That's not. They're using these.
I've got some stuff I don't remember where it got. Randy gave me these for Christmas. Well, I mean, mostly I had, that wasn't the big one. There was some other things that were on like that. Oh, yeah, we should be quiet.
All right. No one likes to be fighting.
Oh,
Fighting
thanks.
mics.
I put my phone back in my purse. Where?
Hello, hello, hello. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Nice to be in this beautiful space. Flat floors, windows, light, things we love. And finally, our new sound system is working. We hope that those of you who are watching on the live stream are hearing perfectly well. We are very happy to be with you tonight. It's a cold night outside. It's warm in here. And we are going to be singing and bringing even more warmth to this space here in the Goodman Auditorium. Turn with us to page 5 of your prayer book as we begin with Shalom Aleichem, page 5 of your prayer book.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Eyon, Himelech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Eyon, Himelech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barakuni leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Eyon, Himelech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Etzelchem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Eyon, Himelech, Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Please turn with us to page 16 as we continue with the concluding verses of Psalm 97, or Zarua, we create light with our righteous deeds.
Or Zarua, La Tzadik, Uleishrei Simcha, Or Zarua, La Tzadik, Uleishrei Simcha, Simcha Tzadikim B'Adonai V'Hodu L'Sefer Kodsho Or Zarua, La Tzadik, Uleishrei Simcha, Or Zarua, La
We're going to invite you to turn with us. Cantor will be rejoining us in just a moment as we turn ahead now to page 20, and we will continue with Mizmor LeDavid with Psalm 29. Apologize for there was a mistake in the outline. It was page 21. If you were confused, I apologize. We are now going to be continuing with Lecha Dodi on page 23. That we're sure of. We're going to be ending on the last verse on page 25. That we're sure of, and stay tuned for what happens in between, because that we're not sure of.
Exactly.
שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נשואה סוף מעשה במחשבה תקינה לך אדוני לקראת קלה בני שבת לקבלה לך אדוני לקראת קלה בני שבת לקבלה התעוררי התעוררי כי באורך קומי אורי 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 שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך אדוני לקראת קלה בני שבת לקבלה לך אדוני לקראת קלה בני שבת לקבלה בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמונה המסגולה בואי החלה בואי חלה לך אדוני לקראת קלה בני שבת לקבלה לך אדוני לקראת קלה בני שבת
We invite you to turn now with us to page 28 as we conclude the Psalm for Shabbat, Tzadik Katamar.
Tzadik Katamar Yifrach Kerez Lebanon Yisega Shedolim Bebeit Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Odinu B'Seiva D'Shenim V'Ranan
We're going to invite those in the process of mourning or observing a yard site to rise as we turn now to page 30 and conclude Kabbalat Shabbat with the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah. V'yalma divrach Yeruteh v'yamlich malchuteh. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael b'agala u'vizman kariv yimru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal. Shemei dekudesha berichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Damiran b'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. So we're going to invite people to share a blessing from your week that is ending in just a minute, as we usually do. I just want to share a little bit of a teaching that we did this week as part of my Rebbe Nachman class. We were talking about this phrase that is found towards the opening of our parashah, which when God announces through Moshe that Moshe is coming to Pharaoh to ultimately liberate the Israelites and promises that they will one day be free, the Torah says, V'lo shamu Moshe, they did not hear Moshe mikotzer ruach umi avodah kasha. They didn't hear Moshe because of this phrase. They had kotzer ruach, and they were in very deep and painful level of servitude as slaves. So the rabbis want to know what the phrase kotzer ruach. Kotzer, katsar means shortened. Ruach can mean two things. It can mean breath or it can mean spirit. And so some of our commentators say that they were working so hard that they couldn't even, in fact, take a real long, deep breath. It was a sign of how physically enslaved they were. Like you're working so hard you really can't even breathe. Others of our sages say that kotzer ruach is really not about a physical state. It's about a spiritual state. They were so, their ruach, their spirit was so diminished, it was so shortened that they didn't have the possibility to believe that anything would change and that they could become free. And so that phrase is both a physical and a spiritual state. And what I want to just simply say is that I think all of us go through times in our lives when we feel a sense of hopelessness, when we feel a sense that things are not going to change, when we feel that either sometimes physically because we are in pain, we're sick, or because psychically we are in pain and we lose hope, that both of those things can cause us to lose a sense of faith or hope that things can change. But what the Torah teaches is that right after we learn of this phrase, we hear that the Israelites were able to cry out to God. And the Torah then says God heard the suffering of the Israelites. Now, we don't necessarily need to feel like God only hears us when we cry and that God couldn't know that we were in pain until we cried. But the cry is the recognition that this is not the way things should be. And part of what allows us to move out of hopelessness is to be able to name the suffering and to name that we don't want to stay in this state of suffering. So for all of us who have had those moments of feeling hopeless, part of what we learned from this parasha is that just crying out, just naming the pain that we're in is a way to potentially shift the energy of our despair and perhaps lead us into a sense of hope that things will change and that things will get better. So may we all, during those times of pain and difficulty, have the capacity to name our pain and to bring about, hopefully, the beginning of hope and the beginning of redemption. Shabbat Shalom. Okay, so for blessings, I was going to start off by saying, The blessing of my week was that I was at the link on Sunday. But that was not a blessing, particularly, other than to say that, what the game did is it made everyone who loves the Philadelphia Eagles recognize that things have to change. That doing what was happening this season was good, but not good enough. Not good enough to take us deep into the playoffs. And I don't want to be one of these people who feels like, look, I'm a Philadelphia, we just had the Super Bowl, we should be grateful. No, we can expect great things from our team. But the way we were thinking about this team was not going to take us to another Super Bowl. And that was pretty clear even before Sunday. But now it's crystal clear. Things have to change. And when things change, there's reason for hope, is there not? So that's my blessing. Things will get better. They definitely will. We just have to see who our new OC is going to be, right, Joe? Who our new offensive coordinator. All right, Aaron, let me pass you the mic.
Aaron Grosky. My blessing this week was, last night I went up and saw my grandson playing my brother's trumpet in his junior high school band concert, or seventh grade band concert.
Hi, I'm Marianne, and I'm feeling blessed to have this beautiful space to play in, and for the people that are working very hard to get the sound happening.
Hi, I'm Tess, and I guess my blessing is that I survived a week of just endless meetings.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and my blessing was that our daughter Marielle actually had a successful first week being a student teacher at my old high school, at Northeast High School. Wow. So it really is a full circle. So.
Wow, that's amazing.
Shabbat Shalom, I'm Kathy Banker, and my blessing for the week is that our grandchildren are coming over. So look out, here they come.
It's Carl Hittinger. I, too, was at the link with Shelley and my grandsons, freezing up in the 200 level. We made it down alive. The blessing was being there with my grandsons and my daughter, my wife. And the other blessing was that my grandsons were quick to dismiss things and people quickly, right? Still have hope for the Eagles, your point, and they have hope for next year.
That's what it means to be a fan.
Hi, I'm Joe Lieberman, and even though I'm very sad about the Eagles, I have hope for next year. And I just feel good being here on Shabbat and just celebrating Shabbat with everybody here.
Hi, I'm Valerie Lieberman, and my blessing was being with my grandchildren last weekend, and now I'm going to see them again next weekend.
Hi, I'm Rick Cunin. I'm also very sad that the Eagles lost. I've been a fan since 1960 maybe, and so I've been a lot of ups and downs, but and more downs than ups, unfortunately. So in my
But not
my
lately.
history.
Lately we've had a
But
lot of
lately
ups.
the young people don't remember the old stuff.
Right.
But we have hope. So my blessing is that I still have hope for them.
Hi, my name is Joy Cunin, and I'm just blessed to be able to be here tonight.
Hi, I'm Cheryl. My husband actually went with my kids to the game the following week before when they lost to that game.
Oh, that was like the last game of the season, yeah. That's when the second string was played.
So that's sad. So hopefully they do win next year. But my blessing is coming here and listening to you guys play your beautiful music.
Ladies first.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Felicia A. Erlansky, and I have a couple blessings. Of course, always being here is so very special. But I also got to see this really great show at the Academy this week called Suffs, about the suffragette movement. And we had good seats and good sound. And I guess my third blessing is our grandson, in the last 3 minutes of the game, won with his team, of course, a basketball game last Sunday.
Hi, Tom Leibowitz, and if it wasn't for anybody else here, with the band and all the facilities, you almost had a minion without us here. That's a mazel tov. Still have service.
All right, Randy, since you're so close now.
My blessing is I hope to get the sound system working.
One other blessing is that I'm going on Sunday, God willing, to someplace a little warmer for a week or so I will be away, hopefully, and but I will not see you next week. So.
Have a safe trip.
My blessing is that, thank God, everything is working in this room so far, but with the caveat that the rabbi and I look pink and blurry. So if you're watching on the live stream, we didn't get sunburned. That's just it's just the camera. So
We have a few more kinks. In other words, a few more kinks. Yeah.
Yeah, a few more things. Yeah,
But can we use it tomorrow?
Yeah. We'll just still look pink, but
I don't mind looking pink. I like pink.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, may everyone have many more blessings and hope springs eternal for the birds, and maybe we'll have a new offensive coordinator by the time we meet again next Shabbat, or you meet again next Shabbat. We're going to invite people to rise and turn to page 39 for Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Amivorach.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach le'olam vahed.
Baruch Amivorach le'olam vahed.
And we are seated and continue now privately, page 39, Ma'ariv Aravim.
Baruch Adonai. Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom laila, Adonai tzevot shemo, Elachai v'kayam, tamid imlok alenu le'olam vahed. Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Shemo.
Hamariv Aravim.
Amen. Join with us at page 40, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Torah u'mitzvot, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו למדתם. על כן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכבנו ובקומנו, לעשייה בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ויורך ימינו, ויורך ימינו, ובהם נגד יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני. עמו ועמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
Continuing privately through the bottom of page 42.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם. Amen.
Continuing page 44 at the top of the page.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם, משה ובני ישראל קנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ויאמרו כולם. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב גואלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני הקדוש.
Continuing now, page 45, Hashkivenu.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Yamideinu Malkeinu Lechaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom Yamideinu Malkeinu Lechaim. Oshvor Etzeiteinu Lechaim Oleshalom ברוך אתה אדוני הבורא סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
Turn with us to page 46 as we continue with Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, לדורותם ברית עולם. ויאבן בני ישראל ותהייתי לעולם. ויאבן בני ישראל ותהייתי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת, שבת ויהי נפל.
We'll invite you to rise. We'll continue with the Chatzi Kaddish and take some time for our own private prayer. The Amidah, page 47 through 52. Amen. V'chayechon v'yom echad Uchaydecho bet Yisrael Bagala, Bagala Uvizman Kariv V'yivaru Amen Yehesh meraba mevorach Leolam leal me'almaya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach V'yitbar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh V'yitadar v'yitalal Shamei Kudesha B'richo Li'ela Mine kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran Bialma.
Voimeru.
Amen. If you are still davening, please continue. If you've concluded, feel free to be seated. We'll conclude with Oseh Shalom.
Shalom Mimroma. Uyase Shalom Aleinu. V'al kol Yisrael. V'al kol Yoshvei Tevan. La 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodesho b'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaro lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tekilah למקראי קודש זכר לציית מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת בכהנים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני
ברוך שמו
מקדש השבת. Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim. We'll continue now with Aleinu as remain standing, page 56.
Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כקויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגר עלינו כחומונה, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. על כן הקבל לך לתקן על המלכות שדי וכל בני בשר כי לך תכרע וברך ותים ככתוב בתורתך אדוני מלוך לעולם ועד
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד We invite those who are in the process of mourning or observing a yard site to remain standing as we turn now to page 58 for Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach li'olam olmei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitanaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei dekudasha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata damiran b'yalma v'yimru Amen. Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. We ask God who brings peace and comfort on high to bring peace and comfort to all who are remembering their loved ones. Again, we say Shabbat Shalom to all, both those in this room, those watching on our live stream. I'm wondering if the reason that we might look pink is because these lights are kind of reddish pinkish. Is that possible?
It might be, but it's also just the camera needs to be tuned.
Okay,
Yeah.
so with the camera is to do.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to thank our incredible musicians as always. These amazing people who make beautiful, beautiful music together with our cantor and Randy for our sound tonight. A few announcements to make you aware of. Tomorrow morning services in this room at 9:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. We're going to be in this room. Mindful meditation, 7:40 p.m. and 10 a.m. on Wednesdays with Carol Nemiroff. Sunday morning, the Achshav group, our 60s plus group, is sponsoring a brunch along with a quizzo. Following brunch, we have some of our famous Beshalom chefs making breakfast, including President Jerry Hellman will be making eggs, as I understand. So don't want to miss that opportunity to see not only how good a president he is, but how good he is scrambling some eggs. Don't forget that the Farm to Table Tu B'Shvat dinner is 2 weeks from tonight, the 30th. Hope many of you can be here. We'll be doing some food in the style of our beloved Eli Kamen of blessed memory. So that's another reason to join. Our teens are having a casino night on the following night, Saturday the 31st. Mark your calendars. If you're in midlife or someone who you know is in midlife, we have a great presentation on challenges, mental health challenges of midlife on Thursday, February 12th, sponsored by our Center for Spiritual Wellbeing at 7:30 p.m. I think it will be in this room as well. And we have a wonderful series sponsored by our Israel Engagement Committee on anti-Semitism and confronting Jewish hate, February 18th, 21st, and 22nd. And don't forget the Cantor has a wonderful klezmer concert coming up in the middle of March, March 15th. So please put that on your calendar as well. Anything else, Chazan?
Yeah, I just want to add that klezmer concert is with, he's actually very famous. I didn't know that until I was told that he's famous.
By him?
By him, yeah.
He told you that he's famous.
He told me, yeah. But he's actually playing a concert with Yitzhak Perlman a month later at the Kimmel. So I guess he's actually pretty famous. March 15th.
And what's his name?
His name is Hankus Netsky. And yeah, well, now you have. So it should be interesting. We'll do Ladino music, klezmer music, some other music. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Great. So we'll do a motzi after the service. Join with us, Adon Olam, page 211.
And this will be in a Baghdadi style with a side of hummus.
Azal melech
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yeshkoach to our band. We're visiting friends for a couple days in the West Coast. We're going to Antigua. It's an island. Never been there.
And they're all looking, it's stupid, because they're all looking at me.
You're my hero. I'm not running anymore. It's good, right?
Tell me your story. It's a great story. Come on, tell us.
Anyhow, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to about 4 weeks after. Right. But my left is like John Banks says that my left, I probably have about 6 more years before my left. Probably from being. We'll see. We'll see. That's right. I'll keep replacing all the aging parts.
Yeah, it did. This room doesn't feel so cozy though. I don't know. What? Do you not feel? It feels less cozy.
It's definitely less cozy. I can't hear.
You can't hear her, no?
I'm right the whole time.
Oh, we'll just reposition.
But, and I feel far away from you.
Probably if we moved over just a little bit.
Oh, then maybe we should put you here next time.
Like, I feel it's a little closer, but I get it though, it's taking space.
Yeah.
And if you have extra space on some of the
Oh, really?
I listen to music at the library. There's something about the background. I don't know what it was. Jesse's playing.
That's all right? No. That's mostly it's synthesizers that I mixed together on the computer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, were you listening to the library?
That background just like, I listen to it a lot. Once I really get into something, I'll listen to it.
Oh, she was